gotta do is win. So if they sleep on you, tuck them in. Meet me at the top. If you bought, I'll drop my pen. So many stars in the making, thank you, sing. Eyes on the prize, I say passionate. I got the sauce like Diana, vision like Matheson. They say patience is a virtue, so I went around the world and back again. Now NSL be on the map, no more imagining, it's happening.
It's time for a Battle of Ontario at TD Place and a clash of two teams coming in hot. The Rapid have been the class of the league, unbeaten in 9, led by Golden Boot contender DB Pridham and star keeper Melissa Dagenet. But Toronto has found another gear, 3 straight wins, 3 clean sheets, and a dangerous attack led by Lauren Rowe and Kaylee Hunter, with Sabrina D'Angelo locked in between the posts. First place versus third, Ottawa versus Toronto, and it starts right now. Well, come on in and hang out with us. This is the NSL on TSN, brought to you by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. I'm Kate McKenna, so pleased to be joined by former Canadian Youth International Jess Lisi. And Jess, we could be in for a quick start today.
Yeah, I mean, the last 2 times we've seen these teams meet, Kate, they've both been able to score within the opening 12 minutes. So what we can count on is definitely some goals and definitely a thriller of a match.
Well, I'm glad you brought up offense, and let's start first and foremost with the Ottawa Rapid. We mentioned DB Pridham off the top. Yes. She is their leading goal scorer, but this is a team that has so much depth offensively. They have 8 goals from substitutes this season, double the next best team, and that makes them really hard to deal with.
It's their superpower. It's not often that you have a team that has players that are able to come into the game and make just as much of a difference as that starting 11. So they are a really exciting team for that purpose, Kate. They have threats from all points of the field, and you never quite know what's coming from the Ottawa Rapid. They're a team that can play in behind. They're a team that can come off the front, and you see goals like this, the ability to come into the game and be able to make a difference here. Wilkinson getting up for the header, finding the back of the net, and ultimately allowing her team to stay in this match. And obviously this last goal, you have Golan, who's able to find the back of the net and put them ahead to push them through to the next round of the W Championship. But overall, Kate, this is an exciting team to watch, and that depth is absolutely their superpower.
Coach Katrina Peterson talks a lot about this holistic approach to game management. She always stresses that whether you start or finish a match, your role, though different, is equally as important, which is why we saw 3 goals from 3 substitutes in their last match. Let's look at the starting lineup now for the Rapid, brought to you by DoorDash. 1 change today, but it is a notable one. Center back and captain Liv Scott not available due to injury. This is her first missed start of the season. In her place will be 21-year-old Sadie Waite. She'll have a veteran next to her in Jaleesa Harris, who had a massive goal line save in their last match, and she's standing by with our Jackie Perez.
Down but never out. That's the motto that's been echoing through the locker rooms of Rapid FC. JY, since the start of the season, you have been adamant that you will not let a goal find the back of the net. That was very evident, and we were reminded of that mentality last week. Walk us through that goal saving.
Yeah, honestly, the whole game, I felt like we were kind of picking each other up, saving each other the whole game. In that moment, Melissa made a really good save. People were running really hard back. Young had a good recovery run, and I saw the grass slowed the ball down a little bit, so I realized, I just have to make the play for the team. But honestly, that's a very small moment in a big game. It's 130 minutes, can champ game, which, it's hard because there's two meanings behind the game, regular season, but I'm just really proud of the group for getting through it and pulling out a win in the end.
Julissa Harris likely have her hands full today. She is facing one of the most lethal duels in the NSL in Kaylee Hunter and Lauren Rowe.
Well, we've seen this partnership really start to flourish between Hunter and Rowe, and last year we didn't see it as much, right? We had Okoronkwo and Hunter were typically on that starting 11, but a lot of fun things have come out of this partnership this year, Kate. They have this ability to really play off of each other, and one of the things that Coach Milanovic mentioned was last year they were making a lot of the same movements, and they've learned how to play off each other. Kaylee Hunter coming off the front here, this was such a fantastic goal, and plays this ball through to Lauren Rowe, who times her run wonderfully, and then a lovely finish from her right by Karpenko. But this is sort of the story every single matchup, their ability to recognize where the other is and make the run that's needed to be able to get on the other end of the ball or make that second run. That opposite movement has flourished so much since the beginning of the season. An exciting duo and definitely a duo you have to keep an eye on today.
I'm glad you mentioned the timing of runs, because that's one thing head coach Marko Milanovic brought up as well. He said the timing of Kaylee Hunter's runs in behind is definitely an underrated part of her game, and also Lauren Rowe's pace. She is fast, so they are absolutely two players to watch today. Kaylee Hunter on 8 goal contributions in the last 6 games, so she is on fire. Here's the starting lineup for AFC Toronto, brought to you by DoorDash. Sarah Stratigakis and Zoe Burns return today in the midfield. And keep an eye on Kaylee Hunter up front. She didn't travel with the team yesterday because she was feeling unwell, but is feeling better today and arrived in Ottawa this morning. Let's go pitch side now. Jackie Perez is with Lauren Rowe.
Well, Toronto is on a 3-game win streak, hoping to keep that momentum alive tonight. Lauren, what is the plan to get through the defense that is the Ottawa Rapid FC?
We're going into this game like we normally do every game, good defensively and attacking wise, focusing on our strengths. I don't think it's like any other game, so yeah.
Last week's match against Calgary had quite that relationship or that dynamic with Kaylee Hunter. Just talk about your relationship and team dynamic as we progress more and more into the season.
Yeah, I think me and Kaylee have gained a lot of chemistry throughout the season on and off the pitch. I think it's really important to have a good relationship with your co-striker off the pitch as well, and that's something that we've gained a lot. And yeah, I think it's been helping us on the pitch, and we've been looking for each other and getting goals out of it, so yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Good luck today.
Of course, thank you so much.
Lauren Rowe has been an offensive force this season, already on 7 goals as we look here at the Golden Boot race. And worth noting that 4 players featuring in today's match are on this list, so absolutely some offensive firepower in this one. When it comes to standings, different coaches say different things, but head coach Marko Milanovic of Toronto says they absolutely pay attention because they've fallen behind and they have some ground to make up, and this is what he's talking about. Ottawa, currently in first on 32 points. AFC Toronto in third, 8 points back of the league leaders. 28 degrees and sunny in Ottawa this afternoon. We've got kickoff just ahead, but stick around at halftime. We've got a major announcement coming your way.
Watching dough rise always fills me with inspiration.
Don't ever look at my savings account. The dough doesn't rise.
BMO has 2 simple ingredients to make your savings rise. Great interest rates and no monthly fees.
Yeah, that would do it all right.
Plus, get a cash bonus for opening a checking and savings account.
So BMO helps your savings grow bigger faster.
Like a triple dose of yeast.
You're hired.
What? No, I wasn't looking for it.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
BMO. First game. First whistle. First goal. First jersey. First autograph. First favorite player. First away game. First big win. First time thinking,
that's gonna be me. First, help us move forward together. Toyota, founding partner of the first professional women's soccer league in Canada.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers, for the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists, for long distance love, for introverts and extroverts, for the thinkers and the doers, for old friends. Coca-Cola, for refreshing moments shared together.
This Northern Super League match is brought to you by Coca-Cola, proud partner and official soft drink of the NSL. And by WestJet, the official airline of the NSL.
Welcome to TD Place in Ottawa for this Battle of Ontario. This one could have a little bit more spice than normal. Ottawa unbeaten in its last 9 games. Meanwhile, AFC Toronto has outscored its opponents 9-0 over its last 3. All wins, of course. But for this one, Jessica, Ottawa, without one of its leaders, and turning to a 21-year-old at center back for her first start in that position of the season.
Sadie Waite's been a great player so far this year for the Rapid match. She's been able to step in and make a difference when she comes in the midfield. Now playing in a new role, she's definitely going to be tested when you have a player like Rowe and Hunter coming at you and all the firepower that Toronto has in the back line. But I definitely think she's a player that's up for the task. Big day for her.
AFC Toronto looking for its first win against the Ottawa Rapid this year. Ottawa has taken a win and a draw this year, but since Sabrina D'Angelo and Selena Zadorsky have come into the side, this looks like a championship team, and Marko Milanovic said it straight up in our call. We have eyes on the top of the table. 8 points separate these two teams heading into this Sunday clash. Mina Lee to get the proceedings underway, and it is Ottawa with the first touches of this match on that far side, and Kaylee Hunter going down awkwardly. Ball into the top of the penalty area as Hunter remains down, played back towards goal, and that one. Taking another look here at that far side of the pitch. Might have been Barnett, actually. Yes, you're right. Definitely an odd twist there.
Yeah, you see her go up here and just looks like she might have had some contact at the face. She goes down holding her face, but also lands very awkwardly. The ball hitting her just in the side of the face. You see her grab her lower back as well.
Barnett's up and back on her feet, which is great news. Good to see for AFC Toronto that Kaylee Hunter is in the starting lineup after, as you and Kate mentioned, not feeling well over the weekend, but did travel this morning.
I mean, tremendous player, and she's played such a massive part for them this year in their success offensively, and has a world of potential in front of her. You can't quite piece it together, Matt, how she's so young and plays so beyond her years.
This time it is Hunter going right at Waite. Plays this ball back to the top of the penalty area, and Scott Bowman, the head referee in his second appointment of the season, whistles an early foul here against AFC Toronto. Jaleesa Harris had that terrific goal line save in extra time at the W Canadian Championship match last weekend against Halifax. He'll be in a big role here with a new partner. Waite's been terrific, playing in all 14 games for Ottawa, but mainly in the midfield, although she did come in when Liv Scott came out of the game at halftime in Halifax.
Yeah, and I thought she held her own for the most part, right? This is a player that has that versatility, and that's exactly what you need. And we spoke about the firepower of depth and that superpower of Ottawa's, and that's a part of it, having players that are also willing to go into different positions and play them well.
3 consecutive clean sheets for Sabrina D'Angelo. Recently joined from Aston Villa. Former Arsenal goalkeeper as well, has really provided a big boost for AFC Toronto. Hasn't been overly tested though, Jess. Only has 6 saves in the 3 matches.
Well, and I think that speaks to the defensive organization, right? That's something that these teams pride themselves on. So to be able to say that your keeper is not being tested is absolutely a stat that you love to see.
Looks like some traveling fans have made their way up into Ottawa. Third meeting of 5 between these two this year. Chu and Nikki Small collide, and Small whistled on the foul.
You mentioned the last 2 times they met, Matt. You had back on June 21st, Pridham scoring in the 3rd minute, and on July 11th, Rose scoring in the 2nd minute. So there's been some really early goals and some exciting matches between these two sides. It's always quite close.
Yeah, certainly the goals have been coming early with these two teams. Lots of firepower, as we mentioned. Dagenais on 10 wins on the season. Good crowd on hand, beautiful day. Just on the banks of the Rideau Canal. And there will be a hydration break due to the hot temperatures, just under 30 degrees for this one, so it's a hot mid-August day. Expecting that around the 25th minute here this afternoon. There is Zadorsky, who's played 90 minutes in all 3 matches since returning back home to her native Canada after playing professionally since 2013, the majority abroad. She's really enjoyed the experience, and is another big reason why AFC Toronto has not conceded a goal since she arrived.
Well, and something Coach Milanovic mentioned as well was with Zadorsky coming in and with D'Angelo coming in, they've really helped uplift the group even more with that confidence aspect. They are, he said, wonderful women off the pitch, their personalities and how positive they are, but on the pitch they give their team that extra confidence that's needed to continue to head forward.
Ball one back into the penalty area. The pass from Stratigatkis, though, just a little bit too deep. Lauren Rowe, Kaylee Hunter, the dangerous top duo for AFC Toronto, have combined for 6 goals and an assist over the last 3 matches. And Katrina Peterson is well ready for the threat that they bring, since it's always a battle every time these two teams meet. Nina Lee going down, collected by Burns. Pickett going into the middle. Uttenberg, this time Nikki Small is upended. Small playing on 4 yellow cards this year, so does have to be careful. A 5th would mean a yellow card accumulation suspension for the next match.
Nikki Small, we've seen her drop into a different role at times, maybe having to play more of a holding role this year. But she's been tremendous in all the roles that she does play, whether that's her getting stuck into tackles and really helping to break up play, or going forward. Her IQ is always on full display, Matt. Her ability to find those pockets, get into those spaces, make those runs, but then also play those little slip balls through to her teammates as well.
Big season without doubt. Small in the mix again. This time Mellenhorst taken off her feet, but comes back to wait. Now Jaleesa Harris, as Ottawa enjoying some early possession. Adamick. Ball into DB Pridham. First touch for the leading scorer last year, and tied on goals for top place this year with Elise Bennett of the Montreal Roses on 8. Has scored in both games when Ottawa has played AFC Toronto.
You're seeing Harris just touch tight there on Hunter, not allowing her to be able to turn and drive forward.
Pressure comes from Rowe, forcing Dagenais into a quick clearance. That falls into AFC Toronto's favor, but just for a moment. Ottawa does a fine job of winning the ball back. And DB. Connor Friedland was looking for the ball. DB, though, having other ideas. Mellenhorst, who's on 5 goals this year, top of the penalty area, and a ball that just splices through her teammates and harmlessly to D'Angelo.
Mellenhorst, another addition that has really stepped up for them in this season. Her ability to find that space and drive into it. Obviously, this ball coming from Pridham, but Mellenhorst driving forward, looking for that little slip ball, just a little too far ahead of Mina, not quite on the same page.
In the middle from Jungmin Young. To touch right in front of Marko Milanovic. Coming off his side's first, the biggest win of the season, a 6-0 triumph over the Calgary Roses, who played down a player for the majority of the match. With Grace Doherty being sent off just past the half-hour mark, but without Grace Doherty, the Calgary Wild roll into Vancouver yesterday and pick up their first win of the season.
You know what, I was talking to Signa Butler before that match. She was on it, and she said she had a feeling they were going to be fired up with some momentum coming off of the win in the W Championship, and that's certainly what happened. They fought to that final moment, Matt. They did not give up, and that consistency aspect has been something that's hurt them so far in the season. So to see them keep that effort despite the scoreline was pretty great. Kaylee Hunter with some great control, a bit of that give and go play there between her and Rowe. That partnership we spoke about earlier, the pass just ultimately being overhit from Rowe.
AFC Toronto bringing the press again. Forbes, first ball here of the afternoon. Let's give it away by Chu. Pickett read that well, top of the penalty area, but once again, little time and space for Kaylee Hunter. Small back on the ball. DB backtracking. And Rollins now. Take a look in front of Mina Lee. Good ball into the wide area. Taken by Burns. Burns' cross in, ends up into the top of the penalty area. And that's Waite, the last to touch it after a nervous touch on the top of the penalty area. Goes for a corner.
See the amount of runners and numbers that AFC Toronto has in the box. Burns with a great ball in. A little bit of an awkward touch there for Barnett, but it ends up landing to Stratigakis and ultimately going out for a corner kick. Big opportunity here for Toronto to be able to get on the board.
So first corner of the match. Pickett will take a look. Ball sent in, it's up. Dagenet. A little bit hesitant again without able to box it away. Whistle goes for an AFC Toronto foul. So the defending does the job there, although a couple of nervous moments for the Rapid.
We've seen the Rapid have to do a lot of defensive work when they've played AFC Toronto, Matt. In both those matches, AFC Toronto able to get a lot of chances within the 18-yard box. They've had to stand on their head a few times. In the earlier match, Dagenet really stepping up to the plate and making sure that nothing was finding the back of the net. So for AFC Toronto today, it's about being clinical on those chances.
Well, look at that, Jess. We're in the 12th minute. No goals so far.
Well, both of these coaches mentioned how important that fast start and that strong start would be. They knew that there were goals in those two matches that came off early. There was obviously mistakes that led to them. So just being able to have that defensive organization piece right from that first moment.
Still might not be done with the early attacking, though. That's a good ball played forward, sent away, but not clear. Back in towards the middle, and Forbes is there to put it away. AFC Toronto appealing for offside. Forbes, though, will celebrate, and the flag stays down.
As you spoke about goals, Matt, you go ahead and you see that. Melanie Forbes has been somebody that when you talk about depth, she's really come in and done well. Nice little ball through. Not the greatest of clearances from Zoe Burns there, and you see Forbes able to stay on side.
and just calmly passes that by D'Angelo. It's a great goal. That's what it's all about, staying turned on for that second ball. They're aware that there's going to be a clearance there. Mel Forbes is able to get into the position and find the back of the net to put them ahead.
Third of the season for Forbes, who was clearly onside. So it wasn't in the first 10, Jess, but in the 13th minute, we've got the opener. So a trend that continues. We were all over that one today.
I mean, we know, again, with these matches, Matt, there's going to be changes in momentum consistently, and that typically doesn't happen as much within the opening moments of a game, but every time these two teams meet, it just takes that one game-changing moment for that momentum shift again. So we'll see how AFC Toronto is able to deal with these next few minutes after having conceded that first goal.
Once again, Ottawa's depth flexing its muscles. Forbes, first goal since late June. But another multi-goal scorer for this Ottawa team. It's not just DB this year, and that's a scary thought for the rest of the league.
But there's also something to say in that goal, because it's DB's hunger that ultimately forces Zoe Burns to try to clear that ball. It's DB being right there and applying that pressure where the clearance doesn't quite come off the way she wants it to.
Good pursuit from AFC Toronto. Great movement in the top of the penalty area. Hunter's ball looking at Rowe is taken quickly back, and Mellenhorst will deliver ahead.
Mellenhorst, too, a name that we've said very often this year. 5 goals, 4 assists on the season so far, and she's somebody that, I mean, she does the work defensively, as you see there. She's not afraid to track back, and she's certainly not afraid to put her body on the line when necessary.
More attacking from AFC Toronto, trying to find even terms, and this ball from Kaylee Hunter, left boot, forcing Melissa Dagenais into action.
See Stratigakis get this ball over. Kaylee Hunter just coming in and striking that with her left boot quickly one time.
Barnett does well to send this away. Picked up a red card in the second half in the last meeting, turned into a 2-match ban. She has come back hungry, scored her first goal of the season on a beautiful curler in Calgary last weekend.
Well, she's also a player that's always fiery, and that's something that I love about Colby Barnett. When you watch her, there is no arguing about the energy that she brings, and she helps bring that energy and elevate those around her to match that. And as you mentioned, her left boot, being able to get forward, end line, driving balls across, whether that's a cutback or getting a nice little curled cross into that back post or front post. She's certainly an exciting player to watch.
Small whistle on the foul here. We saw Ottawa with some strong early possession numbers. And they do have the opening goal on a clearance that was promptly cut off, and well, Melanie Forbes probably won't score an easier goal this season. AFC Toronto, they're aside even before the new arrivals. They've been really starting to turn the corner. Have only had 2 defeats in their last 10 matches. And a team that one point was at 16 points back of the top of the table, now down to 8.
Well, they're a very talented side, and even last year, that was sort of the conversation. You look at them as individuals, they are tremendous. There are so many talented players. It's about really coming together and being on the same page, and I think for the most part, they very much were, but it was about being clinical. That's what they were lacking early on this season, Matt.
Won another corner here as Burns has that deflect off of Chu. This time from the other corner spot. This time it'll be that left boot of Colby Barnett.
Dangerous here, that in-swinger.
This one sent high to the top of the penalty area. Comes to Hunter. Played back. Stratigakis. Back to Barnett. Good ball in. Small tries to find a lane to put it through, and it goes out over the line again. Another corner. Some good defending again from Harris and company.
Harris is up for the task every single time, and you see Stratigakis get this ball back out to Colby Barnett, who finds Nikki Small, but Harris standing her ground, not today. And you have Chu as well there to clear that ball out. But another opportunity here for AFC Toronto.
This time more traditional corner into the top of the penalty. The 6-yard box claimed by Dagenais, who has certainly turned some heads in the Northern Super League this year in terms of her consistency. Marko Milanovic saying, I can't even think of one bad goal that she's conceded.
We knew she's a talented goalkeeper, right? We're also seeing her get that recognition and being called up to the international stage and being in with our women's national team. So she's definitely a keeper that has a lot of talent, a lot of strengths, and she's only going to continue to get better.
Ottawa does concede goals, though. In fact, they've gone 10 straight games without a clean sheet. And unbeaten in 9. They've been able to outscore some of their problems and also pick up the couple of big saves along the way. And threatening here again. Goal scorer Melanie Forbes. Let's have some support. Jung, Mina Lee. Ball into the back post and just overhits it.
It's a good idea. And Mina Lee, obviously we know the creator that she is, just looking to curl that ball into runners, overhit from her, no one able to get on the end of it. But her ability to float into space is something that I enjoy watching so much, just that experience really coming out of her. She's able to check her shoulder, find the gaps, live in those half spaces, and operate in a way that makes it very difficult for back lines and midfielders to be able to keep up with her.
Burns ahead to Hunter. Ottawa does well, winning the ball back again.
Yes, Lauren, yes, yes.
The AFC Toronto wanting to continue that press.
Again. Vic, there, Vic.
You're hearing Coach Milanovic really try to point out those trigger points of when they should be stepping. He wants them to be able to catch Ottawa Rapid off guard.
Lee thought she'd won the foul there. Scott Bowman had other ideas. Another one that Bowman decides to leave alone. Third match of this weekend. Times previously, just the road team has picked up a win. Halifax going into Laval, picking up a gritty 1-0 win on Friday, and then Calgary traveling to Vancouver. So AFC Toronto would love to try and continue that trend. Here's Chu. It's Forbes again, looking at that ball, and DB Pridham showing some regret there, as thought she had a step.
You see Pridham wanting that ball potentially to her feet. Not enough space in behind for Forbes to look for that ball, just slightly overhit from her.
I was crying.
AFC Toronto in some unfamiliar territory here. Have conceded a goal for the first time after going 3 straight with clean sheets. Trying to find a way back to level this match.
And Coach Milanovic mentioned to us that he wants them to obviously be able to score that opening goal, but if they don't, the most important thing for him is for his team to have that confidence to be able to know that they will, in that 90 minutes or extra time, figure it out. So that's sort of the energy that they're going into this match with. He said it's been good vibes all around. They're really on a bit of a high right now.
And show with the results in the table as well. Win today for AFC Toronto would bring them level with the Montreal Roses for 2nd place in the table. And cut the gap to just 5 points. The Rapid, although the Rapid come out with the early jump, swing it around the other way, they can put Themselves 11 better than AFC Toronto. That's a huge swing. So lots at stake here. Arnett, top of the penalty area. Ball played to Kaylee Hunter on 7 goals this year. One shy of the league. Ball is in, and it's headed back in, and be a Dagenet goal kick.
See Kaylee Hunter in that wide area, timing her run well. It's one of her superpowers as a player, her ability to make those runs, time them perfectly, and get into the spaces. Looks up, assesses her options, just not quite the ball she was looking for.
Hydration break here presented by Powerade. It is a warm day, around 30 degrees for this one, so these two teams will take a drink, take a rest, and we'll send it down to Jackie Perez on the touchline.
Well, thanks so much. Something both AFC Toronto and Rapid FC were keen on was how they started this match. Both were looking to start cleaner, control the game earlier, and bringing that confidence level they've had coming from previous matches. Ottawa specifically, yes, they have been getting results playing complete without necessarily playing complete games. Pedersen felt that they made things harder than necessary in their last 2 matches. This is something Melissa Dagenet also identified as an area to improve on. She said they've been involved in a lot of chaotic games. However, tonight or this afternoon, they are proving that they're choosing to stay calm under pressure, controlling the games better, and you saw that with that early score in the beginning.
Always a big boost. Thank you, Jackie, when you can get that first goal, and Forbes continues to inject a lot of confidence in this team.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think, you know, when you look at how that game started, we were seeing a lot more offensive opportunities from AFC Toronto than for the Rapid. There wasn't too much creation for them heading forwards. So for them to be able to get that first goal and turn things around, shift the momentum ever so slightly afterwards, it just helps really change the course of this game, and it makes it that much more difficult for AFC Toronto to look for that goal to equalize.
13th minute, Forbes so far has the early difference in this one. Each team with a shot on target as well. Ottawa with 2 and AFC Toronto with 1. So far 56% in terms of possession favoring the home team. Is that sort of what you expected, Jess, coming into this one here?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think both of these teams have the ability to really keep the ball. I know that there's been times where when you look at AFC Toronto, they have players like Rowan Hunter who can break lines, so they do play direct versus keeping the ball but they do have those midfielders, Matt, that love to keep the ball and are very technical, and players like Strategakis like Small. So I think that I wasn't really sure who was going to have the bulk of possession. I figured it would be quite even because we know, again, the Rapid, you have players like Mellenhorst, Mina, Jung, all of them have the capability to keep the ball and really build through that midfield. But they also have that threat of Pridham who can play direct as well. So both these teams with a lot of variety in how they build and how they attack.
Back underway here in this first half. You're watching the Northern Super League presented by BMO, the official bank of the NSL. D'Angelo takes a look around. Rollins plays back to the Canadian keeper.
See both teams look to apply that bit of high pressure.
That'll be another interesting question in this match with the Heat. How long can these teams continue to press effectively?
Well, it's about picking your moments. You're not going to be able to stay in that press the entirety of the time.
Ottawa doing a good job here. Ball back in, and that one just out of the reach of Forbes. Looking for the brace, not far off there. A couple of times now that they've caught AFC Toronto by surprise.
And with that said, Matt, too, just your comment about the Heat, as legs tire, as you know, you start to mentally get drained as well with the Heat and focusing on it, you're going to make mistakes, and that's exactly where that high press and being able to time it well is going to come into effect. Can they time it to the point where you're applying that pressure on a center back, she's facing her own goal, and she slips up, or it's a poor touch? But there's definitely going to be an opportunity to capitalize on a mistake from either side today.
Another ball won back by the NSL leading Ottawa Rapid.
Yes, yes, yes. Lauren, stay on her.
Harris's ball forcing Adamek and Barnett here into this duel, and chop to the corner flag here. It's going to be a tough recovery for the poor flag.
I'm sure Barnett's thinking better the flag than me, so both those players, we know Adamek brings physicality into every match and every battle that she goes into, and Barnett is not one to shy away from it, despite her small frame.
And the assistant referee, Melissa Snedden, there to put things back into place. It certainly brings a lot of energy. And a really dangerous left boot, Barnett. Ottawa, though, once again winning possession back quickly. Now the press comes from Lauren Rowe, who's also sitting on 7 goals on the season. Just one shy of the league lead.
Go, go, go.
No, I got the boots. Oh, sorry. I mean, give up.
Pickett watches this one into touch ahead of Forbes.
Pickett, another very experienced player that played a key role for them last year and has done well for them this year as well when she's been healthy.
No, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck.
Burns will look to ask some more questions here. Small. Back into Rowe. There's the cross in, and Stratgatkus. This is touch pass Friedland. Inside of the penalty area now, dangerous from AFC Toronto. Barnett's ball, a low drive. Sent away by Jalisa Harris. That one into touch on the missed pass. So a half hour now has come and gone. Rapid so far in charge of this match, 1-0.
We saw a couple times there, AFC Toronto attempting to put balls in the box, but it's also about assessing when you are the one on the ball, getting deliveries into the box. It's about assessing the options and then what sort of ball is needed to be put into the box. So is it a back post ball? Is it a curled ball? Is it a floater? Or is it a near post ball on the floor? Ultimately, that decision is just as important as the delivery, Matt, and we saw a couple times there, that decision really letting them down. Some AFC Toronto fans.
Yeah, they brought the support. Ottawa's a great city in the summer, so you can understand those fans making the trip up for the weekend, maybe.
Why not?
But so far, out voicing some of the home fans. That might not sit too well with Katrina Peterson. One thing that will sit well, though, is the lead so far.
She probably doesn't even hear him. She's in the zone, Matt.
She's got to phase out the white noise. When you were on the pitch, did you hear the crowd at all? The chirps, the insults, the compliments?
Now, this might not be everybody's opinion, but this is mine. I used to love playing against a side that had fans that were so into the game that they were willing to look things up about you and throw them at you, not physically, bad choice of words, just use their words against
Hurling
you.
insults.
Yes, exactly.
I got you.
I loved it. It's because there's nothing better than being able to go in and make a difference and score that goal and just really silence the crowd.
A watch party last week, heard Jordan Wilson talk about that as well. Jordan Andrew Wilson came with the research done there when played particularly out at Halifax. There's a look at the AFC fans here that are really making themselves heard here in the nation's capital.
I have actually had the pleasure of meeting those men.
Okay.
They gave me a sticker.
Wow.
They're an AFC Toronto fan club. They're starting out. I can't quite remember what it stands for, but they are fired up for AFC Toronto, which is so great.
Handing out stickers. Do they want you to be part of the club?
I don't think so. I can't do that. No bias here.
I was going to say, you know, part of the job, you know. Got to stay neutral. Can't be going around wearing AFC Toronto
They
stickers.
were building their brand.
Well, so far, AFC Toronto has done a good job continuing with these attacks. Rowe into the penalty area. Look out. Harris is there. And Dagenet the save. The rebound chance is deflected in. And AFC Toronto has an equalizer in the 34th minute.
Strategakis, I think, is going to get credited for that goal, just going off of her foot. But you mentioned it, Matt. We haven't seen AFC Toronto back down since they were scored on. Lauren Rowe driving inside. Jalissa Harris doing so well to be able to get there, but Kaylee Hunter picking up the rebound. And just right there, you see Lauren Rowe strike it again, and it goes just off of Strategakis into the back of the net. Past Dagenet, a bit of a redirection for the equalizer.
You take them how you can get them.
Absolutely.
So Strategakis, her first goal in 9 games. Levels this match with 10 minutes or so to go before halftime.
And she's also a fun player to watch, Matt. I've played alongside Strats for a decent amount of time, and she's always been a star. But her ability to really go at players and go 1v1 and her vision as well. She's definitely a fun player, and she's special at what she does.
Previously had 8 straight starts, came off the bench for the first time in a while in Calgary. And then back into the starting 11 here today and responds with a goal. Let's see if we can get Jackie on that one. Was that really how they drew it up? Strategakis played it off pretty cool. But AFC Toronto just had numbers going forward there, and despite the Dagenet save, there was no clearance from the Rapid. Rapid conceding a goal now in the 11th straight game. Adamick here. One back into touch. Hunter and Waite. Hunter goes down on the edge of the penalty area, squeezed between 2 defenders, but nothing given there.
You can't blame a girl for trying. That's something that as a forward, every single time you feel a bit of a push on you inside the box, you're supposed to go down if nothing's coming from it. Obviously, don't go down if you have the advantage.
Pickett does well to come right back, but doesn't win the throw. Chloe Uttenberg in the middle, plays back to Rollins. Rollins, the minutes leader this year for AFC Toronto, playing with Zadorsky. Once again, Rowe.
You mentioned Rollins. There's been a lot of growth from her this year. That's somebody that they've had to rely on, but her positional awareness has gotten so much better. She has that athletic ability that was never in question, but that positional awareness has, again has really grown so far this season.
Been a mainstay on AFC Toronto's back line. Ellenhorst wins this ball. Chu takes a look going forward as been a little while here since the Rapid have had a good stint in possession and tried to break down AFC Toronto. Send this one back to the keeper, Dagenet. Jung being pressured by Nikki Small. There's a look at the shot department now, which is swung into AFC Toronto's favor. Pridham trying to change that. Good ball forward off balance. Chu being chased by Victoria Pickett.
It's a good recovery run there from Pickett.
Wait in at center back. If you joined us late for Liv Scott, missing her first match of the season. Friedland, ball in. Zadorski conceding the first corner for Ottawa Rapid here, who will set up from the set piece. Chance to try and take the lead back here before halftime.
We've seen the Rapids score many goals off of set pieces. Some great targets in the box for them.
Nina Lee staying close here. Forbes will send in over the head of everybody. Huttenberg will take a look and just play forward. Chu. Harris. Anna Friedland will try a ball down the far side this time, but let's go out for a D'Angelo goal kick.
Bit of an awkward touch there from Forbes. You see the idea in what she was trying to do, but it not quite coming together for her.
Five minutes to go before stoppage time, and stay with us at halftime. We do have a special announcement coming up.
Yes, we do.
So stay tuned, that's all we can say. Pridham, top of the penalty area, into the penalty area, finally sent away. Jung goes down, and Scott Bowman not interested in that either. Chance to run here for AFC Toronto, and it's Kaylee Hunter. In a few battles here with Sadie Waite. Hunter, top of the penalty area, sends this one towards goal, but well off target.
Not sure if she was looking for the shot there. Kaylee Hunter's very good at recognizing what is needed in her decision making, whether she's trying to strike on frame or looking for someone to make that run. You see her speaking to Lauren Rowe afterwards, just giving a bit of instruction.
AFC Toronto quickly back in possession, had the equalizing goal from Stratigatkis in the 35th minute. Looking for more, played to Rowe, might have a step, Waite comes across, and a great challenge there.
We mentioned that she was going to really have to have a strong game, Matt, and so far she is stepping up to the plate when necessary. Nice little play here between Rowe and Hunter, but Sadie Waite making sure that ball does not get across the face of goal.
Put into a difficult spot today. The attacking power that AFC Toronto brings. Adamek will curl this back. Kira Mellenhorst in the 43rd minute. So Ottawa looks for something late here in the first half. Forbes had that run interrupted there. Given away though by AFC. Chu is in, ball is headed away. And another corner is in order here late in the first half.
Seen a couple times now the AFC Toronto's clearance is just letting them down.
Scott Bowman watching on. Right boot, it's in. Sure, does a good job getting ahead to it. Harris using that size over Uttenberg. Now Zadorsky. Sadie Waite in this duel. He does well to prevent that clearing, and once again, Ottawa might be in business. Into the penalty area they go. Ball is in, ball is there for the taking, and DB just couldn't quite connect. And it's a relatively routine stop for D'Angelo.
See Mellenhorst and Barnett just go at it a little bit there, and Mellenhorst makes sure to get this ball in. DB always lurking, ready to get a strike off, doesn't make the contact with the ball that she wants. It's not enough power on it to really test D'Angelo from such close range. But you can see how dangerous the Rapid can be when they do get that delivery into a player like Pridham or into their runners inside the box mat.
That's where they've had their most success here in this first half.
And they've had a lot of success with those wide overloads as well to start off the play. That great movement off the ball.
Friedland's ball is in. D'Angelo had to be decisive. It does well. Gets the ball ahead of Pridham.
Just as we're speaking about it, but Friedland as well as Adamek have this really good relationship that they formed where they're able to play off of one another with opposite movements. The midfielders as well getting involved, making the movement off the ball that's needed to really help drive and stretch this defensive AFC Toronto side.
So a flurry of Rapid chances for Ottawa. Now another attempt coming, and that one just grazing off the side netting. Now if it grazes the side netting, you're not too far off.
Well, Lauren Rowe has been hot this season. She's been able to find the back of the net, so you want your strikers to have the confidence to try it when they're at the top of the 18, and it's not going to come off every single time.
Trying to play out of the back here. Dagenet loses her footing, able to get the ball away. Back in possession with Stratigatkis. Adamek is there. Looks like we're in for 3 minutes of stoppage time. 1-1 affair here at TD Place. Sadie Waite. Lee. Lee tried a little tricky back heel there.
It's well done.
No, comes up, takes the ball away, and trying to go up over the top, looking again at Forbes. Forbes and Burns engaged in that battle. Returning home after playing 3 of its last 4 away from home. Running on 6 consecutive wins in all competitions. Of course, the last match in Halifax, a win in the W Canadian Championship, but that required extra time, so it was just a single point after 90 minutes. Against the Tides, here's an opportunity, top of the penalty area, struck on by Mellenhorst, but AFC Toronto ready with numbers there. Hunter, ball forward, sending Lauren Rowe into a deep sprint. Waite will watch on. Now the double team comes. Rowe is able to find a way through, but just heavy on that touch.
We know that Lauren Rowe is absolutely rapid. If you're going to give her time and space to be able to get into those space areas, Matt, she's able to find the flank and go drive forward. Tries to get in between those 2 defenders. Very clever from her, and she almost does. Just a bit too heavy on the touch.
Had a goal and an assist against the Calgary Wild in the big 6-0 win. First multi-goal contribution match for the native of Conception Bay South in Newfoundland. 7 goals and an assist for Rowe this year. Really a big step forward in in terms of her production from year 1 to year 2. Got a chance to attack this one just ahead of Hunter, and Harris plays that well, leaves it for the keeper.
We're seeing it on both sides. That final pass just letting both teams down slightly. Can they be sharper with it and then be able to be clinical on the chance?
So 1-1 after 45 minutes. It started well for Ottawa with a Melanie Forbes goal, but AFC Toronto continued to press and found an answer with Sarah Stradic-Atkas off the deflection. Kate, Jess, and Jackie on the other side.
We are so glad you're here. Kate McKenna, Aaron McLeod with you. We're here to watch the match with you and give you a ton of insight, analysis that you might not get anywhere else, and we're going to have a ton of fun along the way.
Do you treat your young players different than your more senior veteran players?
My pal Kelsey Mitchell, familiar with Alberta weather, multi-sport Olympian. This is a question for Aaron. Will you bring the 2002 Mohawk back?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Color and everything. Come on, subscribers, let's go.
Make it happen.
People doubt us in Winnipeg, what we're capable of. Like no good players could be from here. Nothing is expected of us, so we fight for everything we get. And we work harder than anyone that thinks it's going to be handed to them. I've spent my life defending home. And now I'm ready to shape its future. My dream for Winnipeg is that we stop asking if we belong on the world stage and instead show up and take our place. Introducing NSL Winnipeg. Destroy doubt.
Obviously, I'm at the back end of my career, and to have the opportunity to come home and finish out my career in Canada, it means the world to be in front of my family, close to my family and friends. Yeah, it's not something, like you said, I had ever dreamed of. I've been fortunate that they've been able to fly and come catch some games, but to have them at every home game is going to just feel so special, and to see them in the stands, see my fiance in the stands, my extended family, I'm just so excited, and I think it's a way to give back to them. Oh my gosh, here we go. Because obviously I've been away for so long, and they've been so selfless in letting me live my dreams. So now to have them be at every game and it be so close, it's for me, but it's also for them as well. So yeah, being a part of a new league, and a new league in Canada, and to create that legacy and to help build something really, or continue to build something really special here, and to leave my imprint in best way possible. It's another way of giving back to soccer in Canada, and I'm honored to be a part of that.
Maya trusts Intact Insurance. So does Margot's favorite cafe. Oh, careful. Bill, too. Bill, you mind?
No. Can you lift her higher?
Sam and Jen trust Intact, too. So does that shipping company. Oh, and whoever owns that skyscraper up there. And to think, that's just one street. Intact Insurance goes the extra mile to protect over 6 million cars, homes, and businesses.
Welcome to the NSL Halftime Show presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. A 1-1 tie between the Rapid and AFC Toronto after 45 minutes of play. And this is a familiar scoreline when it comes to these two teams. In both prior games this season, they have also been tied 1-1 at the half. A fairly balanced game so far. Mel Forbes opened the scoring, her third goal of the season, and she's standing by with Jackie Perez.
Well, an exciting first half here in TD Place in Ottawa. Melanie, just talking to you about that early goal. How important was it for Rapid FC to clinch that?
Yeah, I think goals are build momentum, so to get that early in the first half was big. It helped our team stay in it and continue that momentum.
I know for both teams, the biggest talk was to get a clean start, to control the ball early. You guys managed to do that. Toronto came back with a late goal with an equalizer. How is the team looking to regroup and try to get that win in the second half?
I think it's just sticking to our game plan, sticking to what we're good at, not letting the score dictate anything, and just keep pushing.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Kate McKenna, Jess Lisi with you in studio. And credit to you, Jess. In our pregame show, you highlighted the fact that in both prior games between these teams this season, a goal was scored at least 12 minutes in. And it was as if she heard you. Mel Forbes heard you, because at 12 minutes on the nose, she took advantage of some...
I'm going to take credit. It was all me.
It
was
was
not
all
Mel
you.
Forbes. It was all me, everybody. I said it. She did it. No, I'm just joking. It was a great goal, Kate. This is something that, you know, Mel Forbes is a player that has come in and has been able to make a difference, whether she's coming off the bench or she is starting. And you see her here, she stays engaged, she recognizes where the last defender is. She's onside, not a great clearance from Burns. Adamek getting this perfectly weighted ball into Forbes, and then no hesitation from her. She said, thank you very much. This is on a silver platter. I'm putting it into the back of the net. So it was a great goal and a great finish, and that's exactly what the Rapid needed.
It's exactly what the Rapid needed, and they've had some moments worth highlighting up front, but also with the back. I'm thinking particularly about 18 minutes in when Jaleesa Harris stood tall. This was such a great snapshot of who she is as a player, and it's our Intact Insurance move of the half, Jess.
And it was, I mean, Jaleesa Harris is somebody that has been a massive player for them in the back line, but you just see her, she's willing to put her body on the line. She has the right attitude time and time again, and she says, yeah, sorry, I'm a brick wall. You're not going by me today, and just absolutely stands her ground. And you see there Chu as well, making sure to get in, but she is somebody that is willing to go into a tackle every single time it presents itself, and she's not backing down.
She once told me that defenders never get accolades. They have to do the grunt work, the dirty work, so happy to shout her out there. But credit to Toronto, they didn't give up. 34 minutes in, they get on the board. Sarah Stratigakis finishes it, but this starts with Lauren Rowe.
Yeah, I mean, Lauren Rowe, we've seen what she can do when she really gets into those spaces. If you give her the ability to run, she's somebody that has so much pace. Most people are not catching her, right? She gets on the ball here, she drives forward, attempts to get by Harris, who stands up big again, shout her out again, but then back to Hunter, and then Stratigakis is where she needs to be. It deflects off of her and changes direction and goes right past Dagenet. So it starts with Rowe and pretty much ends with Rowe. Stratigakis is where she needs to be. I mean, a goal's a goal. You'll take it. I know I would take it. If it's going to go off of me and I'm going to get the goal, I mean, hey, it puts my team ahead.
So they're getting the job done up front, but Marko Milanovic has spoken to us about the importance of defensive organization. You have to think they're going to want to shore that up in the second half. But don't go anywhere, because coming up, we have a major announcement, perhaps about the NSL final, perhaps about where and when it may all be happening. Don't miss it.
Having this on high-speed run day and the hottest day of the year, it's just gonna be breathing the whole time. Now you guys are avoiding me.
3, 2, 1, go.
Come on. Come on, I'm whizzing by you. Steps on. Good, we're up. No split. That's bad. Holy. Is that 5 minutes, that one?
No, that was 90 seconds.
I'd be winning too if I was cheating and putting my toe in.
Except for slow.
Yeah. Sorry, Mel. That's my bad. I didn't listen. Oh, 96.
Okay, steady.
But Kira got 98. So she gets Sergio. Do you know we do that? Whoever has highest pass completion gets to be Sergio Busquets. We just talked about how it was so on. It was a hunch. It was a hunch.
Consider you received facing backwards.
It was a hunch. She scored. She scored on me and then went. Want some? Yeah, I have a mic on. Look.
we've already got tons of WestJet points.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Should we?
I'm booking it.
Your next travel story is waiting. Make it happen with the all-new WestJet Rewards.
Welcome back. Well, we are 16 weeks into this NSL season, and it's all building to one moment, the NSL final. Let's find out when and where it's all going down. So there you go, Ottawa, the nation's capital, will host the NSL final Saturday, November 14th at TD Place. Jess, this is big news.
It is. It's huge news. I mean, at the end of the day, anyone that was at the finals last year knows how thrilling of a match that was. You never knew who was going to win through that final whistle. So fantastic that we're able to have it in the capital. But I do think, too, the exciting part, Kate, is that based on how the standings are right now, you don't really know who's going to be there. And we know that it's going to be a great match no matter who is. And again, as Ottawa is in that first place spot and as they've continued to be strong throughout the season, there's a potential that there's a home field advantage in the final. So I'm excited. No matter who's in the final, I'm pumped.
I'm excited too, and TD Place, such a great venue for a sporting event of this magnitude. I've covered Grey Cups there before, right at the heart of Lansdowne Park. The venue, the atmosphere, it is so much fun. And as you mentioned, Jess, last year was such a good time. The rain couldn't even dampen the spirits of everyone there, whether you were working, whether you were playing in the match, whether you were a fan. This is absolutely a celebration of women's soccer in this country. It's absolutely can't miss. And I agree, Jess, we still don't know who will be in it. There's still much of the season left to go and a really good battle shaping up at the top of the table. So if you are interested in getting tickets, here's what you have to do. Head to NSL.ca/final. Sign up for the North Star newsletter and you'll get exclusive pre-sale access to tickets beginning August 13th. As for this afternoon, Mel Forbes and the Ottawa Rapids strike first, but Toronto answers right back. It's 1-1 at the break. This one is wide open.
Welcome on board our new Triangle Rewards and WestJet Rewards partnership.
Prior to earning, ensure your accounts are securely linked. In the event you shop or fly with us, earn Canadian Tire money and WestJet points on all eligible purchases. Breathe normally and secure your own rewards before assisting others. Take a moment to locate where you can spend once and earn twice. Link today and watch your rewards take off.
For the big, small, short, tall. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For refreshing moments. Shared together.
Watching dough rise always fills me with inspiration.
Don't ever look at my savings account. The dough doesn't rise.
BMO has 2 simple ingredients to make your savings rise. Great interest rates and no monthly fees.
Yeah, that would do it all right.
Plus, get a cash bonus for opening a checking and savings account.
So BMO helps your savings grow bigger faster.
Like a triple dose of yeast.
You're hired.
What? No, I wasn't looking for it.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
BMO.
Well, after 45 minutes at TD Place, we are locked at ones. The Ottawa Rapid and AFC Toronto, another edition of this Battle of Ontario. And really hard to pick a leader so far in this one in terms of the gameplay and the style of play. Both teams were clinical at times and then let a couple of chances get away.
Yeah, I think that it was quite an even first half, as you said, Matt. Both these teams looking to impose their styles, but both of them struggling in the final third at times to really be sharp with that final pass, whether the decision was correct and that pass was off, or the decision or the pass was on, but that final touch towards goal wasn't quite clinical enough to find the back of the net. I do think that we've seen some great chance creation. We're seeing teams that have variety in their attack. They can keep the ball. They can also play direct when it's on. Both have massive threats up top. So I'm excited to see the second half because I think we're in store for some goals.
45 minutes to determine a winner today in Ottawa. Sabrina D'Angelo, all smiles in her 4th appearance for AFC Toronto after returning back home to North America. And Melissa Dagenet as well, missing a D on the back of her shirt there, so I guess it's Agenet for the rest of the day here, Jess.
You can say that. I'm going to say Dagenet.
I think that's the right call. Maybe it's the heat and the hot pitch that's picked off a letter. DB Pridham a couple of chances as well. Doesn't have a goal contribution in her last 2 games. It's the only time this year she's gone 2 straight. So you have to think that Ottawa's top scorer is going to be in the mood for something here in half number 2. Lauren Rowe also had a couple of nice chances in half number 1 and kicks us off in half number 2 from TD Place. Glad you're with us. Alongside Jess Lacey, my name is Matt Cullen. Kate McKenna in studio and Jackie Perez on the touchline, all our hard-working crew here on this Sunday afternoon. Glad you're with us as we wrap up week 16 in the Northern Super League. Mentioned it on Friday as well, officially in the back half of the 30 total weeks. So this is where the playoff race really will start to get interesting. Of course, the Shield race as well. So far, Ottawa has been the team to beat. But a new, recharged, rejuvenated AFC Toronto team hoping to try and take 3 points here in enemy territory. Haven't talked a lot about Katrina Peterson yet here today. What do you think her message was here quickly, Jess, in that halftime chat?
Well, I think there was a lot to be pleased with, but again, it's just about being able to keep that defensive organization in their own half to really not allow this AFC Toronto team to be able to capitalize on some of the chances they've been creating. And then in the offensive third, just being able to find the back of the net. That sounds so straightforward, but that clinical edge, the creation was there. Can they be a little bit sharper?
Speaking of sharp, this is a dangerous free kick here early on. Barnett runs over, played down to Colby Barnett, and just too deep. That does go for a goal kick. AFC Toronto bringing something out of the playbook here.
Just a bit too much on it from Pickett, but Colby Barnett sprinting with every ounce of energy she has and really putting her body on the line with the turf there. You see her limping away a little bit.
So this ball just into touch. We heard from what Jess thinks about Katrina Peterson. Let's check in now with Jackie on the touchline.
Thanks so much, Matt. Yeah, talking to the AFC Toronto bench, they say for the second half, they got to come out with lots of energy, continue to stick to the game plan, stick to the objective. They need to win the game their way. The first half, the thoughts were not too bad. They always go out to halftime looking to improve a little bit. The main message from this halftime was to keep maintaining calm and confidence that they have been doing throughout this match.
All right, Jackie, thanks very much. Jess, what do you make of the calm and confident approach here from AFC Toronto?
Well, I don't think anything great comes from rushing decision-making and really, stepping forward and just throwing people forward without any sort of game plan. So I absolutely agree. I think that, again, that first half, it wasn't terrible by any means on either side. There was chance creation, but maybe that lack of sharpness did come from rushing of decisions, right? So being calm and confident in your decision-making and being able to read what the game is giving you right in front of you.
Kaylee Hunter put in a full sprint there for about 50 yards. But does result in a deep throw for AFC Toronto. Barnett keeps it in play. Hunter again. Play a roller into Dagenet. Forbes and Pickett. And the speedy Victoria Pickett will settle back in. Wins that ball. We're watching the Northern Super League presented by BMO, the official bank of the NSL. Final half of the weekend. This ball from Roland, she might want that one back.
Especially in the back there, just being able to be precise with that passing.
So opportunity here for Ottawa after the Rollins miscue. And now Ottawa will give it right back. Rapid with numbers on that far side. Delayed reaction from the head official, Scott Bowman, but he does whistle a free kick after Chu was taken out. So the goal scorer Forbes here will have a chance to try and send something in from distance here. 3 shots on target today for the Rapid. A high arcing ball, headed away. Not a complete clearance though. Another attempt from Jung, headed away. Boot did come up there, and that's whistled as a foul. Well defended by AFC Toronto.
And you see Kaylee Hunter, that mentality, just go into it, but you see Adamek's foot come up and just catch Kaylee Hunter.
They're having a chat about it. All looking at Uttenberg as Wedrell by the Rapid. Horse feeding some pressure here from Hunter, who will again turn on the Jets. That was a pass back.
Certainly
Handled
looked
by
like that.
Dagenet.
See Kaylee Hunter's arms go up right away.
Yeah. Have to wind back the slow-mo.
Yeah.
Maybe that took a small deflection, but that looked to be a real danger opportunity there. Sadie Waite will take a look. Adamek here on this near side.
Zadorsky getting stuck in.
Mina just ahead of Stratigakis. Harris, great touch forward past Rowe. Chu, looks to Nikki Small. Ellen Horst to Mina Lee. AFC Toronto bringing numbers ahead. What's let them down though at times has been the clearances, and they don't get this one out either. Adamek back in, headed back towards goal. Zoe Burns is there, but again not cleared. Another attempt, and that one spinning wide. Rapid saying that should be a corner. DB Pridham and the rest of the Rapid can't believe it.
There did look to be some sort of deflection. I'm not quite sure who had the last touch. I guess we'll see it back here, but Adamek getting this ball in. Forbes doing well to get it back into the box. Mellenhorst with a nice little turn. Does look like there was a deflection there. But there's only so much arguing you can do, and then we're back.
Hunter will feel the pressure from Adamek, enough to take her off stride. The middle. Forbes does well to win this ball back. A ball into DB Pridham. D'Angelo says no risk here. Comes out, takes that chance away.
Forbes eager to get that ball into Pridham, but there wasn't much of a runway for her to be able to really create anything too dangerous. Rollins right there.
Barnett steps on the top of the ball, able to recover. Stratigatkis is into Hunter, and now AFC Toronto will try and look for its first lead here of the afternoon. Into Rollins. Barnett. Stratigatkis. Ottawa has numbers on that side. Barnett and Rowe. Tricky little back heel. That's perfectly played, and Rowe is taken down. That will be a yellow card on Kayla Adamek. What a pretty little play there.
You see the intelligence of Colby Barnett really come alive here. Lauren Rowe recognizes that the space is done. She gets that overlapping run. Nice little back heel, and just Adamek there pulling her back. Can't quite argue there with the referee's decision.
First caution of the match, and also first of the season for Kayla Adamek. Dangerous free kick opportunity here for the second time. So Adamek and Dagenais will take a look. Right boot, it's in, headed away, but not out. The deflection this time spins away. Some solid defending from the Rapid. Back in possession, 10 minutes into the second half. Already been a handful of chances here. Kayla Small, quick ball movement, but wait. Good position there. Forbes on the ball again, almost won it back. Now Rollins facing pressure, and once again AFC Toronto having to scramble. That's how they conceded the first goal.
And we spoke about that, right, Matt? Being able to apply that high pressure, reading the trigger of when to do it, and putting a center back under pressure. You had both Forbes and Pridham applying the same amount of pressure to Rollins. Not much she could do in that moment, ends up spilling up the ball. It does really well to recover. So credit to Rollins to be able to make that recovery run and nothing coming from it.
Hunter in the penalty area again. That's where she's most dangerous, but again, defended well by the Rapid. Pridham and Uttenberg. AFC Toronto quickly taking DB off the ball. Small tripped up, and an AFC Toronto free kick is in order here.
Young just lunging in a little late, catching the foot of Small.
AFC Toronto captain will find her spot here on another set piece. Third set piece of the second half here for the visitors. Sent in, and just too deep. AFC Toronto did have numbers on that back post.
Seen a couple times now, Pickett putting the ball in, just overly hit or not quite in the area that it needs to be in for their runners to be able to get on it and create something too dangerous. But we also know that Victoria Pickett has a phenomenal right foot and can put great balls into the box. She's a very dangerous player, really talented. So just not quite as clinical as she needs to be, not as precise as we've seen her in the past today on these set pieces.
Ellen Horst to Mina Lee. Threatening here from the Rapid. Lee will try it from distance. Second chance, and this one scooped up and over the bar from DB Pridham. A little frustration.
Yeah. Seen a bit of frustration there from Pridham.
Hunter and Adamick again. Kaylee Hunter watched by 4 Ottawa players. Clearly the memo has been received.
Well, I'm not sure what kind of illness Kaylee Hunter was dealing with before this, but she certainly showed up to play, Matt. You would never know, you would never guess. Such an active player, her ability to come off the front and get the ball back to goal, or whether she is coming off the front and able to spin, playing those nice little balls through and playing creator, but then also being the one to time her run so well and threaten.
Flag comes up here. Didn't travel with the team yesterday, arrived this morning for a 2 p.m. local kickoff, so that is a tight turnaround, likely an early morning. One has looked dangerous throughout. We've reached the hour mark here in Ottawa. And so far, this game is in a deadlock. Rowe tried to push that one up and over. Collected by Stratigatkis. Charges right at the penalty area. Takes a turn. Pass back to Rowe. Collected by Barnett. Good left boot. Looking at that back post. And into the arms of Dagenet.
Zoe Burns making that far post run and is able to collect the cross by Barnett. This is a great touch forward from Barnett. Swings this ball in. Just a bit too much on it for Burns to be able to redirect. Might have caught her off guard a little bit.
Good touch from AFC Toronto to win the ball back. Defending by the Rapid this time. Well, something happened over there, and a red card has come out, and a double red card. Uttenberg and Chu have both been sent off. That is shocking.
Not quite sure what happened. It looks like we both missed that.
It was away from the ball. And Scott Bowman picked something up, charged over, and dished out 2 red cards.
Take another look here. Both of them just retaliating against the other. The referee not standing for it.
You can see Chu push in with the cleats up, and then Uttenberg take a swing back. Is that red card worthy?
I mean, you're definitely not supposed to be you're definitely not supposed to be doing that, but I wasn't expecting a red card, if I'm being honest. I was expecting 2 yellows. You can see the shock on both of their faces as well, but
now that is
the referee viewing it as
stunner.
malicious intent.
So that certainly adds a new element here into this Battle of Ontario. It's the first red card of the season for the Rapid and second for AFC Toronto. Of course, that comes with a automatic 1-game suspension for the next match. And a hydration break here is called for here. after the latest drama. Hydration break presented by Powerade, and it's almost like disbelief has been sent in here. Jaleesa Harris looking for some explanation. And it looked like Scott Bowman showed Chu the red, and then he was reaching for the yellow for Uttenberg, but held the red.
You understand? Right? We'll see where they're missing a player, but the pressing is the same. We want to match up when we're on the ball. Okay? They're probably going to go 4-4-1 when they defend. It's going to be even easier. You got to move the ball. Don't hesitate to move the ball. Wide center backs, make sure you're not too high, that player affects you in your first touch. The player arriving, right? Hey, we need this more than them. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Well, what do you make of Coach Milanovic's debrief here?
Well, I mean, I think he's absolutely right. Obviously, you're going to want to look at where the weakness is now, how this team is going to come out. And that was a part of their game plan to begin with, right? About reading the game and what it's presenting you and being able to take advantage of that. He's aware that this Ottawa Rapid team is somebody that does like to apply that pressure. So he's being able to give that sort of cue of, hey, make sure, you're not getting caught. You know that they're going to apply that pressure defensively. So, and then taking advantage where the numbers are no longer with being down one man on both sides. So I definitely think that we're in for a fun bit of this second half, Matt.
And also AFC Toronto's going to make a couple of changes here with Kaylee Hunter and Zoe Burns both coming off. Katrina Peterson will also have a debrief here with her side. Chu, a big part of the team. And here are the two AFC Toronto subs. Nyota Katembo, who's had a nice stretch of play as of late. And also Lena Silano coming in for her third appearance of the season. Also a recent addition to AFC Toronto. So a double sub with about 25 minutes to go. And it looks like Ottawa's also going to follow suit here. Nicola Golan, who was the extra time hero in Halifax in the W Canadian Championship. Forbes is coming out, and Florence Belzile, who's also had a nice run of play. He's in on a couple of the goals in Halifax. Is going to come in here. So both teams making changes after a pretty drastic turn here with both teams losing a player.
Some fresh legs never hurt anybody, Matt. So we're going to see some new energy.
So 10v10 for the rest of the afternoon here in Ottawa, unless of course there's more twists and turns. Turned over quickly. No, it is whistled back as a foul. So that negates the latest AFC Toronto chance here with the substitute Katembo. Aurora with her first start since late May in the 6-0 win against the Calgary Wild. Played 66 minutes. Been a nice spark off the bench lately for Milanovic, as they can't quite handle that pass on the miscue. Mellenhorst, Small and Prida meet, rubbing shoulders.
Well done from Small. Just being able to evade that pressure.
After the Colby Barnett red card earlier on in the season, that's now 3 reds in 3 games in this rivalry, which has maybe got some nasty in it now.
I mean, we're really seeing the referees be no nonsense this year, Matt. They're not letting anything slide. you say something that they believe is past a certain point, and they're going to give you that red. And obviously in today's matchup, you're seeing two players that are retaliating against one another, attempting to swing, and it's a no-nonsense type of thing this year with the refereeing.
Also seen some additional suspensions been handed out as well. Barnett got an extra game after her red for dissent. Grace Doherty, same thing. For Calgary, this flag comes up here. Yeah, so really a movement to come down hard on any of the extras.
It's a really close call. Didn't quite look offside, but.
Ottawa back in possession. Neat little play from Kira Mellenhorst, who's really having a standout season, taken down. And yes, that will be a free kick here to the Rapid. Referee's been busy here in the second half, a lot of fouls.
You see the craftiness of Mellenhorst being able to evade pressure and continue to drive forward, gets that pass off to Pridham. You'll see it here again. Just gets clipped as Nikki Small comes over to apply some pressure. Referee played the advantage, but nothing really ultimately coming of it.
Freeland on this ball into touch. Barnett will play quickly back to Zadorsky. 20 minutes to go. And a little extra room on the pitch with both teams down a player. After a double red card in the 63rd minute. Stratigakis, who scored the lone AFC Toronto goal. Able to deflect the ball past Melissa Dagenet late in the first half. Small with a good turn. Headed away though, but referee will bring this back on the spot of the foul. Zadorsky looking for some instruction here about what might be the plan. Chance to put this ball into the penalty area here. One AFC Toronto player did go down in the penalty area.
Not the strongest delivery.
And it looks like we'll head back to the fourth official here. And here's the end of the afternoon for Sarah Stratigakis, who, as I mentioned earlier, was able to be in the right place at the right time mostly here on the AFC Toronto goal.
That's exactly what the perfect way to say it. Right place at the right time. Stratigakis standing near that penalty spot and able to, that 6-yard box, and able to get that deflection off of Lauren Rowe's shot.
17-year-old Olivia Chisholm into the match for AFC Toronto. Been a regular, mostly off the bench, 13th appearance. And now game 15. This ball's there for the taking. And whistle down again. 73rd minute here, getting into the later stages of the second half. Let's check in again with Jackie.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, just everyone now, both benches needing to adjust their strategy, the shapes. For AFC, it's now affecting their D. Meanwhile, when we look at Ottawa Rapid FC, Golan has now shifted back to where Chu was, looking like they're playing a 4-4-1. In terms of when we talk about Chisholm coming in. She was actually supposed to come in before the red cards happened, but then this clearly changes in how they're adjusting the players and where they're shifting them. So now with where we are at, it is more defensive-minded coming into it.
Thanks, Jackie. And that'll be a big question here for these two teams. Do you go with it? Do you go with it? Or go for it, I should say, given the extra space on the pitch? Or is it maybe one of those days where a point is a bit of a minor victory?
No, I mean, you always go for it, but you have to find that balance. I like Coach
Jess.
I don't think either of these coaches are saying, let's go for the tie. We know that's not in either of their DNA and their identity. They're both true competitors, and they want to walk away with that 3 points today. So absolutely, you're going to have to worry a little bit more about defensive shape. Having that attacking balance is going to be key, though. So can you get forward? Can you capitalize on your chances? Because there might be fewer. Take advantage of where that extra space is, but also have that aspect of attacking balance in the instant that the other team's able to get it and go in transition.
Barnett, quick ball in. Chisholm takes a look, and this one into the side netting here.
Can't quite wrap her foot around it to keep it in bounds and get across into the box.
Look at the work here in the second half. No shots on target for the Rapid, but they've been the busier side in terms of the attempts. Again, pretty even here through 75 minutes. Up and over the top. Barnett takes a big push, and that is going to be a penalty. Adamick on the edge of the penalty area takes down Barnett, and what a mistake that is.
Not the greatest decision from Adamick. There are moments where you have to be physical, and then there are silly fouls, and that was very silly from her. You see the forearm extension here inside the box, just absolutely hits her from behind. No attempt on the ball whatsoever. And you see Barnett celebrating afterwards.
Well, Kaylee Hunter has taken every penalty this year, but on the bench now, so it'll be the longtime Canadian national team player, the stalwart Shelina Zadorsky from the spot with the left boot against Dagenet. And here is Zadorsky into the corner, and AFC Toronto has the lead. Zadorsky steps up for her first career NSL goal.
You can see how much that means to her and her team, not only to take the lead, but as you said, her first NSL goal, and she's done so well for this AFC Toronto side since she's been here, but just steps up like an absolute pro. Inside of the foot to that left corner. Dagenet doesn't stand a chance. It's a great finish, great PK. Zadorsky once again showing her quality.
What an addition to this AFC Toronto side. And now in on the goals. And it's a lonely spot on the pitch for Kayla Adamick, who certainly will regret that. So despite conceding first, AFC Toronto ahead in Ottawa with a quarter of an hour to go. Rapid, though, are the NSL's top scoring side, so can never count this team out. Mellenhorst, does she win the corner here? Yes. And now Ottawa playing with 10 against Toronto's 10 will really have to start bringing numbers forward.
And it's not the first time that the Rapid have been behind, obviously. Speaking about their last game, them being able to get a point in regular season, walk away with the win for the W Championship.
Freeland's ball, a high arcing one, DB right on the doorstep. Ball is there, not cleared. It's still there under row. Golan with a kick at it. Belzile following up. And AFC Toronto holding strong, but just barely.
Just goes to show you it takes one moment, one slip up for a game to completely change That's exactly what happened with Adamek, and you see right there, so close, Rowe falling on the ball just at the perfect time. The Rapid player's not quite able to get a clean strike on it.
Pickett will play back to D'Angelo. And clearance from the long-time Canadian national team keeper goes off of one of the players right on top of the penalty area there.
I think it might have been Pridham, but you see this last set piece. Fridland drops it in perfectly. You have numbers there, Adamek, Golan, as well as Jung, who are just trying to get something off of it. Belzile collecting that second ball, but too many AFC Toronto players there to crash.
All up for grabs in the middle of the pitch, and Belzile fakes one way, goes the other. Tembo couldn't quite get a boot to it. This time she does. It's sent away from goal and into touch. Lots more urgency now from the Ottawa Rapid. Chisholm in the middle. An errant pass, though, collected quickly by Adamek, who you know would love to try and make amends here after conceding a penalty converted by Zadorsky. Over 100 caps for the Canadian women's team. And now goal scorer in the Northern Super League. And you know that Coach Lasso is back. Yeah, you better believe it. The new season is available now. And Jess, I know you're playing some catch up, but one of Coach Lasso's famous phrases, never play for the draw.
See, Matt?
There you go.
That's exactly the mentality that both of these teams had. And I thought you were going to put me on the spot and ask me if I caught up yet, and the answer is no, so don't be disappointed in me.
It's okay, there's still time. Get to week 30. We'll
for anyone wondering, my producer is booing me in my ear for not having caught up on Ted Lasso.
I'm going to ask you, we're doing this every game. It's gonna come up again.
You know what? Yeah, it's my loss because I've heard such great things. So I am going to catch up, and the next time we're in the booth together, Matt, and you ask me,
all right,
my answer's going to be very different.
I'm ready for it. And remember, don't play for the draw. Another miscue here from AFC Toronto, who have been much more defensive over the last couple. D'Angelo will take a laugh about this one. Looks like Kyla Novak is going to come in for the last 9 or so minutes, plus stoppage time for Lauren Rowe. AFC Toronto looking to make it 4 straight in terms of the wins, and well, as we mentioned off the top, the Ottawa Rapid haven't lost a match in 9 coming in, 9 straight unbeaten. That's very much in jeopardy here. Belzile will attack. Has to try and come back onto the ball, and the Chicoutimi Quebec native does just that. Ball up to Friedland, volleyed back in and caught by D'Angelo. Looks like one of the AFC Toronto defenders is down.
Looks like it's Victoria Pickett. She
Yeah.
can't quite get to her feet. She attempted to, but...
And she was hurt for about 6 weeks earlier this year.
See another look here. But Belzile just losing her footing and ends up colliding there with Pickett.
So the medical team for AFC Toronto is going to come on and take a look at Pickett, who has played 90 minutes in back-to-back games for the first time since returning.
She does so well here to keep her footing and be able to not allow anything in, but you see right there as she attempts to spin, Belzile loses her footing, stretches, and just makes contact with her back ankle.
Then we have a +1 in the back line. Understand? Let's go. It can't be wide open, wide open. Tell him, go tell him. Can't be passive. Come on, Nikki, come on,
Can't
be
come on,
passive.
Nick, finish this out.
Some strategy there for Nikki Small to communicate to the rest of the team. Great to see that Pickett's able to walk off, though, under her own power.
Yeah, especially with her injury history this year. As you mentioned, she was out for quite a while, and she was missed for this AFC Toronto side. A player that brings so much experience and pace and quality from the back line.
D'Angelo on the ground to Zadorsky. His goal from the spot in the 78th minute. Broke the deadlock, and that's where we stand right now. AFC Toronto looking for its first victory against the Rapid this year. Overall, been a bit of a thorny team for AFC Toronto, despite winning the Shield last year. Only beat Ottawa once in 5 tries.
Well, I think the great thing about this league is that you never really know who's going to walk away with the win when you head into matches, and that was the same thing last year, Matt. Last season, we knew that every time these teams were playing, despite one being higher than the other in the table, you never quite knew who was going to walk away with the 3 points because it was going to be a closely contested match every single time.
All played forward, back to Barnett. Ottawa loss May the 23rd. 2-1 defeat to Montreal. It's 2.5 months.
Some patience here from AFC Toronto. No rush from that end. You also heard Milanovic mention that extra player in the back line at times to give them that edge and that safety and security that's needed.
Pickett back in, which is great news for AFC Toronto. To the middle, back to Zadorsky. Playing 10v10 since the 63rd minute. There was a double sending off. This is great possession here from Toronto.
It is, and it forces the Rapid to have to chase a little bit and tire them out, which ultimately will cause more gaps. It's a great ball from Zadorsky.
Precious time being ticked away from Ottawa. Novak's ball back into the middle. AFC Toronto looking very comfortable here. Collins to Nikki Small. Tembo on Golan. Good touch from Katembo. It's a good ball. No numbers for AFC Toronto, though, in the penalty area there. It's a good hustle from Colby Barnett, who won the penalty that set up the finish from Zadorsky at the spot. Finally, a slow rolling pass. Ottawa, though, unable to bring numbers forward, and AFC back in possession. This time, Solano.
Seeing that patience again, AFC just looking to keep it amongst their back line.
Ottawa has a substitute ready as well. It's Caitlin Crichton. And they will get the change now. June coming in, or June coming out, I should say, and Brighton, who played a season-high 48 minutes off the bench in the extra time thriller in Halifax last week. Will now look to try and make a difference, but time is of the essence. Kobe Okay is also in here for Ottawa. 6th appearance of the season for the Nigerian, Sonia Okobi-Oke. Double sub for the Rapid. Trying to find a way back, but looks like AFC Toronto could just pass this game out by the way they were going there. Finally comes back to Dagenais, and now the Rapid will have to try and push. AFC Toronto would join Montreal in a tie for second on points, and also move to with just 5 of the top of the table here if they're able to see out a win. Friedland watches on, and D'Angelo sends it away. Harris leading the ball forward here. It's a good touch. Mellenhorst trying to find a way around Zadorsky. What a play that is. Mellenhorst, though, doesn't give up on it. Able to keep it in. Mellenhorst trying to find a way past. This time dragged down. Yes, free kick. Kira Mellenhorst putting in a real shift there.
What a brilliant individual effort. She goes up against Zadorsky, who does well to use her body, thinking that ball is out. Mellenhorst does everything to keep it in bounds and just continues to fight so well. She does so well here. Colby Barnett just fouling there ever so slightly. She's in a bit of disbelief. There wasn't too much in the push, but enough that Kira Mellenhorst sold it to the official.
6 minutes of stoppage time. This is a wonderful opportunity here for the Rapid to equalize. Friedland's ball. It's a good one, headed on and in! They've got it back, Golan again! Extra time last weekend, stoppage time today! Mellenhorst sets up a free kick, and it's a dandy to Golan.
Absolutely brilliant finish from Golan, and we spoke and highlighted the depth being the superpower of this Ottawa Rapid side, and it's on display again. Wonderful ball in. Golan times her jump and is able to redirect that right past D'Angelo. What a great finish. And right in the nick of time, Matt. See it again here. D'Angelo not quite able to keep that out of the back of the net.
Friedland on the assist. This one, though, of course, still a few minutes away from being done. Golan's got a bit of a flair for the dramatic now. Some late goals. And a huge one there. AFC Toronto, though, coming right back. So now with the goal, there'll be more than 6 minutes.
Well, as I said, you never quite know who's going to walk away with a point or the 3 points, because it's not until that final whistle, Matt, that you can confidently say who is going to walk away with the points.
You were on it again here, Jessica. Predicting goals in the second half, the 1-1. Didn't stand up for too long. Free kick given here to AFC Toronto. Now, Zadorsky plays it down, Pickett. Up to the penalty area, comes back to Small. And then Barnett, left boot, it's dangerous, headed on off the base of the post.
Oh my goodness gracious.
The woodwork taking that one away from Solano. inches away from a winner. What a ball in here.
Colby Barnett, I mean, that left boot, we've talked about it so many times, but she just whips this ball across. Solano does so well to get her head on it, but being denied by the post.
That one, a rocket off the base of the post. This is up and dangerous and caught by Dagenet. Not close to her first career NSL goal. Would have even added on to the drama, but the woodwork having other ideas. Dorsky stepping up, breaking up that attack. Barnett, Kobe Oke does well to get a boot on that, but going forward. Ball out to Katembo here. Belzile having to defend Katembo with the step. Katembo's ball just too high. Beat the defender, just couldn't quite deliver the cross. Barnett will try. Barnett on her right boot. This time, this is sent away off a deflection into touch.
And it's the right idea from Katembo. Just the execution letting her down a little bit. She drives end line, and we know this is something she's so great at, that 1v1 play. Gets by Belzile. Just a little bit too much on it where she isn't able to connect with Chisholm.
No shortage of drama in this one. A double sending off and then a stoppage time equalizer, and we might not be done. Into the penalty area. Taken back towards the top of the box. Small can't quite hit it. Finally pushed away. There's Novak in doing the attacking there. Such a dramatic twist, just because AFC Toronto just looks so comfortable in the final minutes, and then one free kick, and that's all it took.
Well, it certainly wouldn't be the first time that a set piece was the difference maker.
Katembo's on this again, just runs out of room. That's a rather aggressive challenge, and she was able to get around and just couldn't quite keep the pace.
And we highlighted as well, Matt, how great Ottawa was on set pieces and getting crosses into the box. They have players that are willing to put their body on the line to try to get anything into the back of the net, and that's exactly what happened there.
Now they'll play right to 6 minutes, and that is full time in Ottawa. Nicola Golan with a stoppage time equalizer sets up a 2-2 draw today at TD Place. What a match.
And I think the scoreline really depicts what we saw. It was an even matchup. We saw creation from both sides. We saw defensive organization from both sides. We also saw some slip-ups from both sides that ultimately led to this scoreline. But I think both these teams really looked like they wanted to walk away with 3 points today. So a bit frustrating for AFC Toronto not to be able to walk away with those points, knowing that they had the lead. But at the same time, frustrating for the Ottawa Rapid to give away a PK.
So the unbeaten run continues for the Rapid, who do pick up a point today at home. The Battle of Ontario did not disappoint in this one. Kate, Jess, and Jackie to wrap it up on the other side.
Having this on high-speed run day and the hottest day of the year, it's just gonna be breathing the whole time. Now you guys are avoiding me.
3, 2, 1, go.
Come on. Come on, I'm whizzing by you. Steps on, steps on. Good, we're up. No split, no split. That's bad. Holy. Is that 5 minutes, that one?
No, that was 90 seconds.
I'd be winning too if I was cheating and putting my toe in.
Except for fall.
Yeah. Sorry, Mal. That's my bad. I didn't listen. Oh, 96.
Okay,
But Kira got 98. So she gets Sergio. You know we do that. Whoever has highest pass completion gets to be Sergio Busquets. We just talked about how it was so on. It was a hunch. It was a hunch. It was a hunch. She scored. She scored on me and then went. Want some? Yeah, I have a mic on. Look.
Huh. We've already got tons of WestJet points.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Should we?
I'm booking it.
Your next travel story is waiting. Make it happen with the all-new WestJet Rewards.
This Northern Super League match is brought to you by Toyota, proud founding partner of the NSL. And by Canadian Tire, proud founding partner of the NSL. Welcome back to the NSL on TSN. A 2-2 tie between the Ottawa Rapid and AFC Toronto thanks to a goal in extra time from Nicola Golan. This was an evenly matched game.